Good evening. Tonight on STN Channel 2 News, the university implemented a new system that students can use for their laundry needs. We'll tell you all you need to know about the new Laundry View program.
Also ahead on STN Channel 2 News, we take a look at the new anonymous whistleblower hotline on campus.
And a Hart professor was awarded a medal for years of service to the school. All that and more coming up right now on STN Channel 2 News. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in to STN Channel 2 News. I'm Scott Roberts.
And I'm Ashley Kaufman.
Top on 2 this evening, the university announced last week a new way for students to keep track of their laundry in the residence halls.
No more having to set timers, alarms, or reminders on your phone. There's now an easier way to check when your laundry is finished. In an email to students, the university announced the new Laundry View program, a web app through the Mac Gray company. This program allows students to check the status of washers and dryers in their respective laundry rooms. Each laundry room on campus is accounted for with up-to-the-minute tabs on each laundry machine. Whether on your computer or on your phone, students can check if there's an available machine to use, as well as which machines are out of order. Students can even report a problem directly to Mac Gray if a machine breaks down. You can also see how much time is left in your wash or dry cycle and sign up for text alerts to notify you when your clothes are done, making it much more efficient to get your laundry done here on campus.
Students can log on to laundryview.com/U of H to use this program on their computers, and for smartphones, check out m.laundryview.com, then search the University of Hartford.
This past June, the Hart School awarded Professor Emeritus of Piano Watson Wilbur Morrison with the Alfred C. Fuller Medal at the conclusion of his 60th year teaching here at the university. Morrison served as a co-chair of the piano department for many years and presented over 100 piano recitals at the Hart School. Noah Blocker-Glynn, director of the Hart Community Division, said Morrison's work is, quote, marked by great humility and an unwavering belief in the transformative joy of music making, end quote. Morrison retired from the Hart faculty in 2001, but continues to give lessons in the Hart Community Division.
The university has partnered with Ethics Point, a software company designed to streamline reporting on questionable or illegal activity for both students and faculty. STN's Nick Woodfin went to find out more.
We actually instituted a whistleblower hotline back about 10 years ago. It was simply a phone line, an external phone line. And when we rolled out this new whistleblower hotline, it has both a phone reporting and an online reporting venue.
To follow a report, you can go to the Hartford Ethics Point website to file concerns about academic issues or discrimination, or you give them a call.
Those worried about giving the information have nothing to fear. All reports have the choice of being identified or anonymous and are sent to Ethics Points.
I think the big thing is to make sure that people are aware that there's an avenue, that there's a resource for them to call or to go online. And if they have a complaint, they have something they want to raise to people's attention, they want to do it confidentially, or if they feel that they've raised it to someone and they're not getting the response they were looking for, they have this other mechanism to report it.
The faculty so far has been happy with the results.
And I think one thing that is we're really proud of is the fact that people feel comfortable coming to us if they have concerns. And I'm speaking more specifically from the faculty and staff perspective, which is really what our HR function here supports mostly. People feel comfortable either going to their supervisors or going directly to HR to talk about their concerns. And that's what you want. You want a culture where people feel comfortable expressing and talking about things that are happening in the workplace. So we don't expect that we're going to have all of a sudden a floodgate of complaints or concerns.
Nick Woodfin, STN Channel 2 News.
For more information on the hotline or to report an issue, you can go to www.hartford.ethicspoints.com or call 844-256-3946.
Now, Scott, it is finally starting to feel like fall in New
Absolutely,
England.
yes.
But let's take it over to Chris DeGray. What's the weather going to look like this weekend and into the coming week?
Hopefully good.
I hope.
Thanks, guys. It is now officially the season where the leaves start to let it go and the weather starts to get cooler. So as you prepare for your apple picking and pumpkin spice lattes, make sure to stay tuned to STN Channel 2 News, because weather is next.
Thank you, Chris. Now, coming up after the break, we take a look at the overnight host program and how students can potentially get involved.
And the Hart School is having an ongoing weekend event. Find out what it is coming up.
And 2 speakers came to the campus to talk about their experience with the campus fire. Stay tuned to 2.
Never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dance is cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
And now, your STN2 weather forecast.
Hello, this is Krista Gray at the Weather Desk. This week has finally started to cool down, but will next week be the same? But before we get to that, let's talk about today's weather. As you can see, today was a nice fall day, starting out the fall very nicely, getting cooler weather. None of those heat waves as we've been getting the past couple of weeks. It started to definitely cool down, a lot nicer for students while they go to class. It hasn't been terribly windy, but as you can see, a little bit of wind ruffling through the leaves on the trees. Next, we can go to the Friday lows. Okay, so for the Friday forecast, we have at U of H for the low, it's going to be 51, so definitely a lot cooler than we've been seeing, which is very nice. Get a lot more cooler weather. You can definitely have a jacket, something nice to go outside with, sit down, read a book. If you're going to go to a club or a dance tonight, you might want to wear a jacket or something just in case it's a little cold. Next to Saturday highs. For Saturday highs, it's going to be a 73 for the highs, so definitely a lot nicer than we've been seeing, like nice cool weather, like not too hot, not too cold. Very nice if you want to go out, read a book, hang with friends. If you want to go out that night, it's going to be a very good night. Next to the 3-day forecast. As I said, Friday and Saturday, both cloudy, sunny, very nice days overall. Sunday, there might be some wind to those days and some rain too. So you definitely want to bring that umbrella and that rain jacket out if you're going somewhere that day. Next to the 7-day forecast. So for the 7-day forecast, we have, as for the weekend again, just with in the 70s range with lows in like the 50s range. Nice sunny, cool, cloudy days. But going towards next week, we have on Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be getting some showers, so definitely bring your rain jacket and bring an umbrella to you to class because it's going to be kind of gross out, so you make sure and want to bring that with you. And then for Wednesday and Thursday, they're going to be nicer, no rain, nice and sunny and cloudy, so definitely nice days to go outside.
It'll be interesting, I'm sure, because with having not had rain for quite a while, I think this will be the first time that we've had rain in weeks, if anything.
Yeah, it's been pretty dry first couple weeks of the semester. Chris.
Comfortable, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it definitely has. It would be nice to get some rain, even cool it down some more, bring in the fall in a nice way.
Help the grass, too.
All right, thank you so much, Krista Gray.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're looking forward to a nice fall-style week, right, Chris?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Now, the University of Hartford has an overnight host program in order to help high schoolers decide if the university is the right choice for them. STN reporter Krista Gray went to find out more.
The overnight host program is a great way for prospective students to come stay a night on campus.
This program gives students the chance to try the university's dining halls, sit in on a class, and check out the school in a way that gives them more of an inside look at the campus.
Overnight hosts will typically pick students up at 6 o'clock on the night of their visit. They take them to dinner, all free of charge, and then they take them to a fun event.
Overnight hosts get free room and board and live in the freshman complexes. There are also assistants who help the host with whatever they need. They're paid $10.50 per hour and don't have to live in the complexes.
It's rewarding not only for the prospective students, it's rewarding for the current host. They get to connect with prospective students, become a little bit more of a mentor.
Admissions hires hosts and assistants when needed, with 2 assistants being recently hired. Krista Gray, STN Channel 2 News.
Students who want to be an overnight host can apply by either going to the Bates House and asking for an application or by getting one online at the university's website.
On Wednesday, September 23rd, the first of 5-day performances for the Ode to Joy Festival began. The Lionsgate Trio paired with the Hart faculty to present music by Franz Schubert. The Ode to Joy Festival will be happening in Millard Auditorium from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. each night until Sunday, September 27th. Some performers this weekend include the string faculty, the Hart String Quartet, and other faculty members. History professor Ken Knott gave a speech at both Thursday and Friday's concert. This event, by the way, is free to all students.
Alvaro Llanos and Sean Simons visited the university this week to show their documentary After the Fire and to share their story of surviving the Seton Hall fire of 2000. We had the opportunity to sit down with the courageous former roommates.
Storm left 3 dead and 54 students to area hospitals.
At approximately 4:30 a.m. on January 19, 2000, a fire was set on the 3rd floor of Boland Hall, a 6-story freshman brick dormitory with no sprinkler system and a reputation for pulse fire alarms. That reputation delayed multiple students from escaping the building quickly, including Llanos and Simons.
We got to the hall when we saw that cloud of smoke. We got on our hands and knees and tried to find a way out, and we ended up going towards the fire. And the further down we went down the hallway, the hotter the hallway became. I just kept on pushing forward through the intense heat afterwards and trying to find a way out until I got to a door, and I pushed the door open. And from there, when I saw at the corner of my eye, I saw fire hit my back, lit me on fire.
Their entire recovery process was followed for 9 months and documented in a Pulitzer Prize-winning news series for the Star-Ledger, which was turned into a book and eventually a documentary. The documentary includes images of Llanos waking up from a 3-month coma to discover his face and body had been disfigured from his 2nd and 3rd degree burns. Llanos and Simons believe that it is important for students to understand the fire doesn't discriminate and can leave a lasting impact.
So many times fire departments or fire personnel talk to students about fire safety, but they kind of give them these, cheesy videos where the kids are just kind of like, that's never going to happen to me. But when you can give somebody something from a perspective, when you're in their shoes, we slept in those beds and those dormitories like most of these kids are.
And Simons returned to Seton Hall on each anniversary of the fatal fire, and they still keep in contact with the other victims and their families. In their free time, the two also visit burn units to bring inspiration and hope to recovering patients.
The Study Abroad office is offering multiple short-term programs for the spring and summer of 2016. Students can travel to places like London, Cuba, Spain, Paris, and more. Info sessions will be offered for these trips in the upcoming weeks, the next one being on Thursday, October 8th. These trips will also offer multiple AUC course options for students to take if they choose to. For more information, visit the Study Abroad page on the University of Hartford's website or visit their office on the 3rd floor of GSU.
If you have ever been interested in the world of television, STN is a great way to check it out. Whether you're interested in producing, advertising, engineering, reporting, photography, directing, graphic design, or sports, we have it all. Stop by our office in Jangris Room 120G and try it out.
All right, coming up after the break, we have the details on a campus journal centered around the creative literature.
Also, a lecture on the issues of immigration and deportation was held on campus. Find out more about it.
And a person of interest visited the U.S. this past week. You might know who it was, but we'll tell you right after the break. Stick around.
Shelter Pets make super pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a shelter pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
You're watching STN Channel 2 News.
Welcome back. If you have an idea for a story you would like us to investigate or an event we should cover, please let us know. Send us an email to tips@stn2.tv, or you can submit a tip through text message at 860-631-STN2. Also get all of your campus news updates by following us on Twitter. It's twitter.com/STN2.
This year's 7th annual Women for Change calendar has a new theme honoring Rosie the Riveter. This year's theme, Riveting Women, will feature faculty, students, staff, alumni, and community women dressed as Rosie and explaining in a word or two what makes them riveting. To sign up for a 15-minute time slot to be photographed for the calendar on Sunday, September 27th, you can email this year's calendar coordinator. You can find her email address on our website.
For students missing their favorite meals from home this semester, I know I am, but you might be in luck. On Thursday, October 15th, the Commons will prepare it for you at the Taste of Home dinner starting at 4:30. Now, you might be lucky enough to get your recipe in, and you can email those recipes to Shannon Mumley at mumley-shannon@airmark.com for a chance to have that meal prepared, and if chosen, you also win $50 dining dollars. The recipes, will be featured at the October Weekend Picnic on Saturday, October 17th.
Now, students interested in gaining experience in the world of creative literature need look no further and join Hartford's Airy Literary Journal. The journal sponsors open mic nights throughout the year as a great way for creative writers to express and share their thoughts and short stories with an audience. Anyone can sign up or come and bring support towards performers. If you just want to contribute to the journal, you can submit a piece at airyjournal.com, and from there, you will find instructions on how to submit your work.
The magazine tends to accept almost any literary genre you can think of, whether it's poetry, short fiction, plays, personal essays, opinion pieces, interviews, even graphic novels. Like, we sort of came up with a slogan this year, like, if you create it, we'll consider it for our magazine.
A fundraiser on October 31st with a pie throwing in the face. All students can attend. You can also pick up a free Airy Literary Journal at any English office, and Airy meets on Fridays from 3:30 to 5:50 p.m. in Auerbach Hall Room 318. If you just want to submit an art piece, once again, it is due on November 16th. For more information, check airyjournal.com.
The University of Hartford recently held a lecture on Thursday discussing the issues of immigration and deportation. The lecture was given by Dr. David Brotherton, a sociology and criminal justice professor at John Jay College, as well as he is an author too. He has had first-hand experience with the issues that currently stand. The lecture included information on how immigration was handled in the past and is currently handled at a national and international level. The 2016 presidential campaign has lately been critical on these issues at hand, and Brotherton hoped to give the knowledge of immigration without obscurity.
The experience that performed, in the name of US democracy, this goes on, every day, 5 days a week in multiple immigration houses throughout the United States, and as a sociologist, what a lot of what we do is very dry. We describe conditions. Much of life, most life actually is not dry at all. It's very vivid and lived and energetic and dramatic.
Brotherton wanted his lecture to be the spark that encourages people to learn more about immigration. He has given lectures at several other colleges as well. If you want to learn more about his firsthand experience, you could read it in his book entitled Banished to the Homeland.
Now, Hartford Mayor Pedro Segarra will not be running in this year's mayoral election. The incumbent announced Tuesday he he would not seek re-election after losing the primary to opponent Luke Bronin last week. He also announced he would endorse Bronin in his campaign. Segarra has served the past 5 years as mayor of Connecticut's capital city. He was the city's second Latino mayor as well as the city's first openly gay mayor. Election day is a little over a month away on Tuesday, November 3rd.
The Yukon community is mourning the death of 2 sophomore students tragically killed in a car accident in Columbia, Connecticut on Friday, September 18th. Alana Ferrante and Ryan Megan were driving on Route 66 when the Toyota Camry they were in was hit by a tractor trailer. A third student, Hannah Schmidt, was driving the vehicle and was brought to Windham Hospital. She was later transported by Lifestar to Hartford Hospital. The crash is still under investigation. Anyone with information is asked to call Hartford State Police.
Now, Colgate University is also mourning a loss for Catherine Depew and Ryan Adams, 2 residents of Ridgefield, Connecticut, who recently passed away in a plane crash in Morrisville, New York. The plane left at 1 p.m. from Hamilton Municipal Airport with Depew at the controls of a single-engine Cassana 150. Records show Depew held a student pilot license issued in October of 2013. Depew and Adams were both freshmen, and a community vigil will be held at the Colgate Memorial Chapel at 7:30 p.m. Monday evening.
On Thursday, Pope Francis landed on U.S. soil for a 6-day visit. Francis is the 4th pope to ever visit the United States, nearly 50 years after Paul VI traveled to America for his first visit as pontiff. He was greeted by President Barack Obama and the First Family, as well as Vice President Joe Biden and his family. Obama rolled out an official welcoming ceremony for Francis on the south lawn of the White House on Wednesday, and on Thursday he held the first ever joint address to Congress. Friday he headed to New York, where he hosted a religious service at Ground Zero and addressed the United Nations. The pontiff will hold masses on Saturday and Sunday in Philadelphia before returning home to the Vatican. And as a matter of fact, actually, in just a little bit, he's going to be giving a mass at Madison Square Garden in New York. Pretty fantastic, I have to say.
Yeah, I think that's like the best stage you can hit in New York. That's
definitely a lot of people wanting those tickets for sure.
Absolutely.
Benny Nieves Romani is over at the Sports Desk. Benny, good evening. How are you, bud?
I'm doing well, guys. Good evening, Hartford. It's a pleasure to be back at the Sports Desk and bring you this week's action. After the commercial break, we're going to get right into the fall sports to check out with the men and women's soccer team as they both were in action on the road. So don't go anywhere because sports is next.
A boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy. Oh, and she even talks to it. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
A runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
And now, your Channel 2 Sports.
Welcome back. I'm Benny Nieves Romani. The men's soccer team traveled down to New Britain to square off against the Blue Devils of CCSU. The Hawks are looking to keep up the good efforts from Saturday's game, where they topped off Iona 1-0. Could they get the win against their interstate rival? Let's take a look at the board. The men's team rolled right into a straight second victory, winning 2-1 over the Blue Devils. With just over 16 minutes left in the first half, forward Giovanni Sims reached the back of the net, scoring his 5th goal of the season. CCSU finished out the half as Luis Bendadori tied up the score up 1-1 with just 4 seconds left in the first half. The man of the hour, Jaime Hyde, was awarded a penalty after Sims got clipped from behind in the box. Hyde shot it right as newly inserted CCSU keeper Carson D'Ambroso went left. Next for the Hawks is a home game against St. Francis on Sunday. The 6-game undefeated Lady Hawks look to get another W as they head down to Fairleigh-Dixon for their non-conference finale. The Knights of FD are looking for the upset on home soil. Let's see if they can pull it off. Upset for Hartford after a final result of 1-0. An early Furley-Dixon goal loomed over the Hawks like a gray cloud on parade day. The Knights fired up right away after their first whistle when in the 6th minute the combination of Rachel Hulkestra and Trice put on 3 shots on goal, forcing defender Emma Donili to clear it off the goal line. The deflection found its way back to Ticey, who finally tucked it away past the Hawks, giving them an early advantage that would eventually be the game winner. The Hawks had a tough time offensively for once, which resulted in their unbeaten streak coming to an end. Next for the Lady Hawks is a game against Maine on Sunday. Freshman Haley Nolan will be taking a short break from being a Hawk. She has been called to Ireland's national team for the UEFA 19 championship. Despite being only 5 games into her collegiate career, head coach John Natalie honors the midfielder's trip to Slovakia and is filled with content to see her performance on the international level. Having played for Ireland's U19 squad before, she is a key player to look out for. This week, the men's golf team has hosted Hartford Hawks International at the Bulls Bridge Golf Club. The men were tied for 6th place after the second day of action. Could they climb the leaderboard during day 3? Let's go find out. UConn had a great team performance, taking the 1st place spot with 11 under. The Huskies were the only team to finish under par. The rest of the teams finished over par. The other teams like Townsend, Bryant, and Ruggers ended with no more than 5 over and finished 3rd, 4th, and 5th respectively. The Hawks bumped down to the 7th place spot out of 20 teams and finished in the tournament at 15 over. Nevertheless, Will Betts took his opportunity to shine individually. Betts took home the 4th place honor on Tuesday afternoon, finishing 6 strokes under par for a score of 210. Former women's basketball player Mary Jane Basilink and Heather Wenderfort will join the men's standout Chris Calling, Larry Frankowski, and Dr. John Graham in entering the Region's Hall of Fame. New England's Basketball Hall of Fame this year is also welcoming 2 other Hawks, former University Hartford Director of Athletics Pat Musser and Randy Lagvangin, one of the voices of the Hawks men's basketball team. Bessie Link was a 4-year member of Hartford's women's basketball team. She finished her career on the ninth highest point total in the whole program history. Wenderfort is Hartford all-time leading scorer. She was also a member of the women's basketball team back in '93 and '97. Calling spent 2 seasons as a member of Hartford's men's basketball team. As a junior, he led the team in rebounding and assists. Francosi was a 4-year member of the program, a team captain back in '69 and '70, and he helped the Hawks to a 19-3 finish. Graham was playing a career with the men's basketball team when he spanned from in '73 and '77. In 95 career games, he scored 410 points to pull down 240 rebounds. You ever wonder how some of your favorite Hawks are doing after graduation? Well, in the newest sports segment, Where Are They Now?, we're going to go check up on players like Mark Waka Wakama and Corbin Rowe and much more. Corbin Rowe is a 4-year member of the men's basketball team and landed a professional contract in his homeland, Australia. The shooting guard from Townsville, Australia, would stay in country as a developmental player for the Perth Wildcats of the National Basketball League. Team and classmate Mark Wakama joins the professional side, signing with Ironi Romani Grant of the Israeli Basketball League. Now, Wakama became the first player in program history to earn the first team's All-American East honors twice in his career and wrapped his career up with 1,550 points. Good for you boys as you start your professional careers. Former basketball standouts Diana Delva and Sherelle Merle landed professional contracts across the pond. Delva, a Connecticut native, signed with Greek team Panathinaikos Ayo in Athens, Greek. She finished her career back in 2010 with 1,403 points, moving to the Greek League. Lady Hawk Moore will be playing Vega 1 Lipaia in Latvia in the Batalik League. After a tremendous season averaging 20 points and 7 rebounds per game and finishing on a tear, she's doing very well for a fresh out of college player. You bored or have no plans this weekend? Catch the men and women's soccer team hit the home pitch Sunday back to back like the Drake song. The men will start off at 12 noon against St. Francis, followed by the women's kicking off against the conference for Maine at 3 p.m. So come and support your Hawks.
And if you've got nothing to do on Saturday, I believe Benny is going to be playing in a little rugby action, right?
Yeah, a little bit of some rucking on Sunday.
11 a.m. Against Western Connecticut State University. So come out, support Benny, support the rugby team. And thank you for supporting us. I'm Scott Roberts.
And I'm Ashley Kaufman. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next week right here, 5 o'clock.